Today, we're diving into a pretty wild philosophy of leadership from a Korean spiritual teacher. The core idea? Our leaders might not actually be leaders at all. And true authority, well, it doesn't come from a ballot box, but from a kind of cosmic energy. Yeah, it's a perspective that really flips modern politics on its head.
So let me start by asking you this. What if the people in power, the presidents, the members of Congress, all the officials weren't actually leading? What if they were just warming the seats, just placeholders in a game they don't know how to play? It's a pretty startling idea, and it's right at the heart of this whole philosophy. And this isn't some metaphor. The speaker makes this really incredible claim that in South Korea right now, there are literally 0 genuine leaders. Not one. Just let that sink in for a second. An entire government of placeholders. So how in the world does he get to such a radical conclusion? Well, to get it, we have to understand a key concept. And that concept is something the speaker calls ideology. Now hold on, this isn't the political ideology you're probably thinking of. This is something way deeper, almost like a law of the universe. So in this way of thinking, ideology, or inyeom in Korean, is this powerful, invisible energy. It's a force from the universe that you can't just grab for yourself. Nope. You have to attract it by having a purpose that's bigger than you, one that serves everybody. It's the real source of power, the real source of legitimacy. And this slide, it lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got ideology. It's selfless. It's for the whole. On the other side, you've got logic, which here means a self-serving, kind of clever trick. It's the difference between trying to build a better society and just trying to build your own little kingdom. And in this worldview, only one of them has any real power. Okay, so keeping that difference between selfless ideology and selfish logic in mind, let's go back to that shocking claim from the beginning. Why are there no real leaders? Well, according to this philosophy, the answer is painfully simple. They're all running on logic. So here's the real kicker. People are winning elections, right? But they're missing the key ingredient, that ideology, to actually govern. They're driven by their own ambition, not some grand mission to serve the people. So, in short, they have the job title, but they don't have the right to it. And this critique gets applied to pretty much everyone. Take the police, for example. The thinking goes that they're more focused on promotions, on climbing the ladder inside their own organization, than on their actual job, protecting you, me, and everyone else. And it's the same story with prosecutors. The offices are there, the people are in them, but from this point of view, they're not really fighting for social justice. Their focus is just off. Which brings us right back to the politicians. You've got people with the title congressman, but they aren't acting like congressmen. The seat is warm, but the role itself, it's cold and empty. Their work isn't for society, it's for themselves. Okay, so if the whole system is filled with these placeholders, what does a real leader actually look like in this philosophy? What does it take to be someone who can genuinely lead? And this right here, this slide, just nails the difference. See, real authority isn't something you can win in a campaign. It's described as something granted by heaven, like a cosmic seal of approval. And who gets it? Not the person who wants it most, but the person who truly loves and cares for the people. And to get to that state of selfless love, well, a leader has to walk a path of some pretty huge personal sacrifice. They have to rise above their own biases. That means letting go of loyalty to just their religion or their best friends or even their own family so that they can't play favorites. Because it's only when you let go of all those personal ties that your vision finally becomes clear. You stop seeing the world in terms of my group or my family, and you can finally see the people and the nation as a whole. So if that's the ideal, what's the big roadblock? What's stopping these true leaders from showing up? Well, according to the speaker, the problem isn't just the individuals, it's the very structures they work in. And he uses a really strong word for them, cartels. The argument is that basically every major organization, political, religious, you name it, has stopped serving its real purpose and now just exists to protect itself and hold on to its own power. The logic here is pretty simple, but it's also damning. When a politician serves their party first, they're not serving the people. When a religious leader serves the institution first, they're not serving their followers. This loyalty to the cartel instead of the people, well, that's seen as the direct road to ruin. And that leads to a pretty stark conclusion. As long as these self-serving organizations are in charge, it's basically impossible for a true people-first leader to ever emerge. The system itself just won't allow it. But, this whole critique doesn't just end in doom and gloom. Actually, it builds up to this really dramatic prediction, a kind of massive societal reset that the speaker believes is right around the corner.
The speaker gives a super specific timeline. He says a big shift started in 2025, and it all leads to a turning point in 2026. And by 2027, this isn't going to be some small adjustment. We're talking about a whole new social order, one based on that selfless ideology, not selfish logic.
So what causes this huge change? It's not a political movement. It's described as a direct intervention from heaven or from the forces of nature itself, a cosmic course correction, you could say.
And this comes with a very serious warning for anyone in power. The message is basically, if you use your position for your own selfish gain during this time, you're going to face the consequences directly. Nature itself will knock you down, not people. And that leaves us right here with the big question this whole philosophy makes you think about. If the systems we've built to pick our leaders are broken, and the people in charge are just placeholders, then where does real authority even come from? Is it from a higher purpose, a cosmic energy, or something else entirely? It's definitely something to chew on.